For his perspective, we're now joined by Yossi Beilin in Tel Aviv. He is a former Israeli justice minister and architect of the Oslo Accords, a pair of interim agreements between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization that was signed in the 1990s. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So we just heard Blake Sifton's report there. I want to get your reaction, though, to the statement Hamas made that it is ready to release all Israeli hostages, both living and dead, but with conditions. What is your take on their response?
Well, their response was quite expected, yes, but. And it is always the question of how big is the but. The news here is that President Trump did not take no for an answer and accepted their very reserved positive answer as yes, which I believe is very clever. So now he says, okay, you agree, let's talk business and see how can we have a very quick agreement about the coming days. How are we going to get all the hostages out of wherever they are kept and put an end to the war? And this is what he's doing, and I really appreciate it, because he actually created a very interesting regional coalition with Qatar, with Turkey, with other Arab states, of course, Egypt and Jordan. And he also has Bibi as somebody whom he can tell what to do. And so he has kind of control on both sides, and he's using it in a very positive way.
Well, what kind of roadblocks exist right now between now and that deadline set by President Trump for tomorrow? Because we know Hamas has set those conditions over the proposal. They're also pushing for talks for Israel to negotiate with them. But there's also something that was not mentioned. They failed to address the demands to disarm. How do you read into that?
Well, I think that this will be part of the negotiations, and I think that those countries which are close to Hamas will demand that they will commit themselves to decommissioning and demilitarization, and allow the leadership of Hamas to get out safely from Gaza. These will be the issues for the negotiations, provided it won't take too long, because we are speaking here about a very quick pace.
How do you think Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will respond to this?
I don't know what he really wants, but what we see, which is very interesting, is that once President Trump tells him what to do, he does it.
Okay, let's talk about what we're expecting to see possibly happen tomorrow, because President Donald Trump has put that deadline in for Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's for Hamas to accept his 20-point ceasefire plan for Gaza. And he's warned that if Hamas fails to agree by then, that, quote, all hell will break loose against Hamas. We have been here before, in similar situations with similar comments made by President Donald Trump. What do you think will happen once we get to tomorrow's deadline?
Well, I hope that this time it is different, that President Trump is aware of the real situation and the real coalitions in our part of the world, and will not let Hamas to play its own games. If he is tough on Hamas, and there will be required apparently some compromises on the Israeli side, then he will not need too much time in order to cut a deal.
Finally, I want to ask you, given what you know may be happening behind closed doors right now, what are you watching for today?
Well, I don't know more than what I watch on TV and hear on the radio. And I can tell you one thing. I'm very glad to see the perseverance of President Trump. I couldn't believe a year ago that something like that will take place. And the fact that what is motivating him is his wish to become the president of peace, even to get a prize, the Nobel Prize for peace, is very, very encouraging. I mean, some people are laughing and saying, okay, this is the only thing that he wants is a Nobel Prize. And I'm saying, what you want really is to have a Nobel Prize for peace, you are my friend.
Yossi Beilin, thank you so much for your time and for your insight today. Yossi Beilin, former Israeli Justice Minister and architect of the Oslo Accords.
Thank you very much.